Hello, my name is Helen. I'm going to take you through a hip opening yoga flow today. It is so cold where I am at the moment, so I'm in two fleeces. I did take my socks off. The biggest thing with yoga is all exercise really, but you know, make sure you work for your flexibility, listen to your body. Try and go based on the feeling rather based on what shape you want to make. So also one side will likely be different to the other, and that's fine. It might look a little bit different as long as it feels the same. So you're working respecting your body and its limitations and also where it's able to go. We're going to start in a child's pose today. And the only thing you'll need is maybe a mat if you've got one. If you don't, just make sure it's something that can be quite comfortable on the floor and not slippy. Take your knees apart, your feet together, and sit your hips back. Stretch your arms forward, and then just tuck your chin, let your head relax down to the floor. And we're just going to start by breathing in and out through the nose. I'm going to be here for a couple of minutes, and I want you to try and think about belly breathing. So belly breathing is where you're thinking about your stomach expanding and contracting with breath. And being in a child's pose position, that can be a really good way of finding it kind of picturing it. Is what I'm looking for. Picturing it. So as you breathe in, think about your belly expanding and dropping and moving towards the floor. Also maybe a little bit out towards your inner thighs. And as you exhale, think about lifting away from the floor and lifting up towards your spine. So inhaling, feeling the expansion, exhaling, feeling it contract and pull in. And if you struggle with this, it's okay. I struggled for ages, and the only way I got better was through practice. So just keep trying, even if you don't quite get there. The beauty of belly breathing is it's so good for helping to relax your neck, your chest, your shoulders. It can help with reducing headaches, neck pain, back pain, hip pain, pelvic pain. It's just a great thing to do. So if you ever find any points in your day, even if you can pause just for 10 breaths to do a bit of belly breathing, your body will thank you for it. Just take a few more breaths here like that. And then shift your weight forward to all fours. So shoulders come over the wrists. You need to bring in your knees in a little bit so they're underneath your hips. You might even want to bring your left knee a little bit more towards the middle. You're going to lift the right knee up, open it out to the side, and slowly circle back down. Do that a few times. Breathing in as you open and breathing out as you kind of close. Trying to keep your body really stable and move in slow motion. Go back in the other direction. You might even get a few little hips clicks, maybe a bit of grinding, as long as you don't feel pain. Pain is something you want to avoid, but little bits of clicks is okay. Perfect. Now step your right foot outside your right hand. I'm just going to rock your hips forward and a little bit round and round to the side, just moving a little bit to feel a bit of opening into your left hip flexor, the muscle in here. Just moving around as feels good. Make sure your right knee is above your heel. We're going to go back to those same knee circles, and you've got the option to do it in all fours again or in three-legged dog. So if you're in all fours, just scoot yourself back again, reset. If not, tucking left toe, lift the right leg up high and bend the right knee. And then all together we circle slowly in one direction. And if you're on the hands, regardless if it's in all fours or in three-legged dog, spread your fingers a lot and push your fingertips down. So take some pressure out of your wrists. And then go back in the other direction. How slow can you go? And like you're moving in slow motion. And you'll start to feel your muscles contracting. So feel a bit of strength around the hip. Perfect. And let's take a little break. Come down to child's pose again. Open knees wide, and you might even be able to get your knees a little bit wider than before. Do not force this. We're not particularly warm yet. It's just something that you may feel you can already do. Breathe, belly breathing if you can. Perfect. And when you're ready, shift your way back into all fours. We're going to just repeat that all on the other side. So wrists underneath the shoulders, and again, you might want to bring your right knee more towards the middle to help with your stability as you move the left leg in nice slow circles. And as you move the leg, try and make sure that the back isn't wiggling around. So you want to use your abs, your core to help brace and stabilize as much as you can. Back in the other direction. Move into a roll away. And then once you've done about 3 each way, step your left outside your left hand, knee over ankle, rock forwards and around in little circles. You might also notice you feel a little bit of a stretch in your left hamstring, the backs of the legs. But you're hoping to feel the stretch right in here in the hip flexor, inside or the outside, depending on which way you're kind of rolling. Constantly breathing. Something we tend to just stop when we hold our breath. Make it slow, steady, and continuous. Now spreading the fingers loads, either back to all fours or tucking the right toe, shooting the left leg up and back to three-legged dog, bending the knee, everyone, and then circling. If you're in three-legged dog and your hamstrings are tight, you can bend your right knee as much as you need. The focus here is the hips over the hamstrings. Once you've gone 3 slowly in one direction, 3 back in the other direction. With a squeeze the back of the hip, the side of the hip. Notice how much opening you're getting across the front and inside hip. And then just land your foot in downward dog. And if you're in all fours, make your way to down dog. Feet hip distance, tuck your chin so your neck can relax. Just paddle up your feet a little bit. Maybe even move your chest a little bit side to side. And then finding stillness, lift your heels. And then start to walk your feet forward towards your hands. And you can take as many steps as you need. And then just fold over your thighs. Again, tuck your chin. Point the crown of the head towards the floor so your neck can relax. Bend your knees as deeply as you need until you feel a stretch on the back of the legs. But at the same time, you can rest your upper body against your thighs. You can do some sun salutations to warm up. Extended mountain, circle your arms up and press your palms over your head. Bend your knees and fold forwards, tuck your chin. Step right foot way back to low lunge. And drop the right knee to the floor, release the foot, just pause for a moment, just rock a little bit into the hips. Let's tuck the right toe under, lift the knee, downward facing dog. Tuck chin and round your back, move your weight forward to low rest, plank position. Knees to floor, lower yourself down towards the ground as one unit, and then squeeze your butt and lift your chest, baby cobra. Press back to downward dog, tucking toes, lifting hips. Bend your knees. Step your right foot between the hands, and if you struggle to get it there, left knee down, use your hand to help it. Get knee over ankle, and then we step in a forward fold. Come again, inhale. We're going to do the same side again. Exhale, bend and fold. Breathe in, step right foot way back to low lunge. Breathe out, drop right knee to floor, release foot. And then inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, bring the hands back down to the floor. Breathe in, tuck the toe, lift the knee, and as you breathe out, downward facing dog. Inhale, rolling forward to plank. Exhale, crocodile. Lower yourself down, knees to the floor, lower yourself halfway, then all the way for baby cobra, or maybe pushing a little bit to your hands for cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bend your knees, step the right foot between the hands, help it if you need to, and then breathe out and fold forward. So you're looking for that continuous in and out breath. One more time, same side. Inhale, extended mountain. Exhale, bend and fold. Tuck. Step right foot way back. You can put the knee down to the floor or not, and then reach your arms up high. Hands come back to floor. Downward dog, lift tailbone high. Move forward to plank. Option to have the knees down or not as you lower yourself down towards the ground. Baby cobra or cobra pushing into the hands, or you might want to come to up dog. That's pushing into the feet and the thighs will lift off. Downward dog. Bend your knees, lunge your right foot between the hands. Help is needed, and then step in, forward fold. Oops. Roll up to extended mountain. And then just release your hands down by your side. Take your feet wider than your hips. Squat down, bring your hands together in your chest and bring your elbows in between the knees. And if you struggle getting this depth, come higher and just bring somewhere else on the arms. We're going to press the knees in towards the arms, but press the hands out. So you're going to start to feel a contraction on the inner thighs and the inside hips. So you squeeze your knees in. As you exhale, relax and think about gently pressing the knees down. And then do it again. Breathe in, squeeze, contract. And breathe out. See if you can press out any wider. One more time. Breathe in. And by the way, if you can come all the way down, don't. Come up higher so the legs start to get some heat. And exhale, relax. Turn the toes forward, lift your hips up and fold. So you're going to repeat that lunge sequence other side. Step your left foot way back. Drop knee to floor, release foot, and just move around a little bit, a little rock and roll. Coming to downward dog. See if you can press your belly closer to your thighs. And then around your back, feel that mobility through your spine as you come forward. Knees or toes we lower. Feel strength in the whole body. Find the back extension that suits you. There's no right or wrong. Downward facing dog. Lift your tailbone high as you can. Lift your heels by your knees. Step your left foot between hands. Lunge. And then step in, forward fold. And again, don't forget to breathe continuously. Inhale as you extend. Exhale as you fold. Breathe in, lunge left leg. Breathe out, land the knee, release the foot. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, land. Inhale, lift the knee and exhale, press back. Keep it continuous, the movement and the flow. Moving forwards. Knees or toes, lowering down. Back extension of choice. And it might change each round as well. And then pressing back. Lift heels by knees, left foot lunges. Help it if you need to. Get the knee over ankle and then step in and fold. One more time through. I think I can get my fleece off. One of two fleeces off. Extend and fold. Diving forward. Left leg back. Option to put the knee down or not as you reach the arms, but keep your hips low. Landing hands. Pressing back. Rippling forwards. Lowering slow, steady. Opening the front. And now close, stretching the back. Bend your knees, step the left foot between hands. Yeah, lunge and step in and fold. Perfect, roll up to extended mountain. Just release your hands down by your sides. Take a moment to just pause, hold and breathe. I'm going to take a layer to take off one of my fleeces. Take a layer, take a minute. Earlier it's going 3. Whoosh. Put my slippers. I'm going to go into a little bit of strength work to really warm the hips so we can really stretch the hips. Reach your arms up and take a long step back with your right leg, landing in lunge. So the heel is lifted. Check that it's not collapsed in. And then bend the knee down towards the floor. Bring your hands down towards your chest. And we're just going to push hands forward, straight right leg, chest tips forward. Turn the palms, make a fist and pull back, dropping your knee as close as you can to the floor. Do that again. Push forwards, lengthen, and pull back. Make fists, make your upper body strong. Again, pushing forward. Feel the load into your left leg, leaning back and feel the stretch and strength into the back leg. Your right leg, pushing again. Now add breath, inhale here as the chest expands, exhale as you push forwards. Big deep in breath, and this time we're going to hold and stay. How strong can you get your upper body? How hard can you push both your feet into the floor? Taking a breath as you breathe out, how close can you get your knee to the floor? And if you struggle, you can put it down, but be active with your feet down. Perfect, land the right heel down and curl the arms open so you're warrior 2. Left knee over left ankle. Try and open your hips, so you may need to adjust the position of your right leg to get the most comfortable position for your hip where you can really ground into your warrior. Just take a few breaths here. Inhale. Exhale, see how deep you can get. Coming again, breathing in. Breathing out, see how hard you can push your feet to the floor. Feel the opening of the inside hips one more time. Breathe in. And breathe out. Perfect. Couple the hands either side of the left foot. Lift your right heel and then just land your right knee and release the foot. We're going to pause and hold here this time. Now it's up to you. You can hold as we are. You can lift up higher. That can both reduce the stretch of the hip or sometimes intensify it depending on how you shift your tailbone. Also see how it feels on your knee. If it's uncomfortable, feel free to add pillows. You can also shift forward more. You can take your left knee out to the side. You can bring your hands down to the floor. You can bring your forearms down to the floor. And you can also add a quad stretch if you like. So bending the right knee and pulling the heel in towards the butt. I'd only recommend this if you're able to really shift forward off the kneecap. Otherwise it can be really painful on the knee. Whatever position you're just breathing and just holding. And what you're aiming to feel is some slight discomfort, not pain. And as you breathe and hold, that discomfort should ease off. If it hasn't started to ease off, you've probably gone in a little bit too deep, so pull off a little bit now. If it has and you want more, maybe think about going a little bit deeper. So maybe tucking the tailbone a little bit more, sinking the hips a little bit lower. Maybe coming down to a lower level or grabbing that quad stretch. Or if you've got the quad, maybe pull the heel in a little bit closer. Couple more breaths. Perfect. And then tuck right toe, lift knee, push back to downward facing dog. Lift your heels, bend your knees, and step your right foot between the hands to lunge. Aiming for knee over ankle. Breathe in, reach your arms up, and as you do, simultaneously drop your left knee down towards the ground. You may need to adjust the foot in or out, but make sure you are hip distance and not either super wide or, more importantly, not one behind the other, otherwise you'll struggle with your balance. Tucking your tailbone under, then pull the hands down towards your chest. Inhale here, exhale, press, lengthen. Inhale, pull and strengthen. Press, see how much weight you can push into your right leg. See how close you can get your knee to the floor. Make it a strong breath for a strong move. I wanted to count 5, but I've actually lost count. 5's easier. I feel like one more. And then we're going to hold it back. Hold the strength. So fists, not gentle fists, strong fists. Flex your arms, squeeze your back muscles. And then really engaging the feet, pushing them actively down. Feel strength as much as you can. Remember, you can drop the knee down if it's too much, but press the toe, press the knee, press the front foot. Push, 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 push. Find strength, 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 strength. And then we open to warrior 2. Land the left heel. Open your arms. Bend your right knee. Check the knees over the ankle. Get the feet as wide apart as you can. And just play with the position with your left leg. That means you feel you can sit as open as possible. So rather than turning towards your right knee, want to turn outwards. Your right knee is going to want to collapse inwards. You're going to try and press that outwards, squeezing the back of the bum. Breathe and hold. Inhale, and every time you exhale, try and sink a little deeper. Can I get breathing in? Breathing out to ground. One more time. How much pressure can you put your feet to the floor? And now cup your hands either side of your right foot. Lift your left heel and then land the knee. Lower down for your lunge hold. Take a moment to adjust. Do you want to take your right foot wider? Do you want to come up higher? Do you want to grab the foot? Do you want to come down to one or both forearms? There's no right or wrong here. So you'll know in your body where feels the best to hold. So that's where you're going to hold. We're breathing and holding. Maybe that starting point that you want to feel a touch uncomfortable. You want to feel the muscle pulling, basically. You want to feel like someone's gently pulling on your muscle, but not to the point that you're like, I'm going to like break it or snap it. It's just pulling. And then that pulling sensation as you hold and it relaxes, you stop feeling the pulling anymore. So muscles just gotten a little bit longer, more relaxed. Then you maybe get a little bit deeper, find that pulling sensation again, and go again. Again, if you're feeling pain, if you're feeling like you're like, I need to come out of this, you should come out of this. Pull back. You can also just come to a child's pose anytime you need. Take a few more breaths. And then come on out. Coming into a frog pose. So you might want to come side on if you've got your mat. And you also might want to roll your mat up a few times to help create some extra padding or cushioning for your knees. You pop your knees on and slide your knees out to the side. Then the toes, turn them outwards. Kick your heels out, that's your frog legs, and then come find support on your forearms. And just gently tuck your tailbone so you're not going to get any pressure in the back. And breathe and hold. So you should feel a pull in your inner thighs, inside hips. If you've gone too far, just shorten the distance between your legs and maybe shift your hips forward. If you want more, legs wider and maybe hips a bit further back. Now this can be a really uncomfortable position for some people to hold. So if it is for you, come back to your wide leg child's pose instead. And it might be that it starts fine and then you need to come there, and that's fine. Everything's fine, basically. Everything goes. When it comes to yoga, if you want to spend the whole time just lying down, there's so many health benefits to that too. You can really practice your belly breathing in this position as well. If you feel it start to relax, knees a little bit wider, or maybe just gently ease your hips a smidge further back. Tiny movements here, like millimeters, can make a big difference. So don't force it, don't rush it. And then everyone, when you're ready, just shift your weight forward so you can take the weight in your hands, close your knees, and then roll your mat back out if it's rolled up. Come sit down on your bum, please. Take your legs out wide, and it might be with bent legs, might be with straight legs. Lift your hips up and slightly scooch your hips backwards so that you end up tipping forward a little bit. And then maybe you stay here. Maybe you want your hands behind. Maybe you can fold all the way forwards. You're going to feel a stretch down the backs of the legs, the inner thighs, and the inside of your hips. Just here for a couple of breaths. And then bring the soles of your feet together. So come sit up, soles of the feet together, heels in just as close as you can. And then you can just hold here and just let the knees naturally fall out. You can bring your hands behind. That might help with them just falling out to the side. You might want to actively squeeze the side bum to press the knees lower. Or maybe bring the hands underneath your feet and start to fold your body forwards. Again, your body, have a play, see what feels good. Oh, we're going to finish with Shavasana or relaxation. It's completely up to you. If you want to stay here as you are, you can. You can come to sitting, you can come lie on your side, your back, your front. It has been hip opening, so you might even want to lie on your back with your feet together, knees apart. Or maybe just legs wide apart. If you feel pain in your lower back, I would recommend feet are in, close to your bum, or you lie on your side. Maybe close down your eyes for this, just to help the nervous system have one less thing to have to work on. So sight. Breathe in your natural rhythm. And we're just taking a couple of minutes of stillness and quiet. And you can stay here a lot longer if you like. Whenever you do feel you're ready to move, just move really small to start with. So maybe start wiggling fingers and toes. And then gradually bring in more movement, maybe some gentle stretches, so maybe stretch your body over the head. Maybe drop your knees a little side to side. And when you feel ready, whenever that might be, you can rock yourself up to sitting. You can lower to your side, pause in the fetal position, and then come up when you're ready. But always take one moment extra to pause when you're sitting, so any way that's comfortable, to take one final breath. In through your nose as deeply as you can. And completely let your breath go. That can be out through the mouth, out through the nose. But completely let it go. And when you feel ready, you can blink your eyes open. Well done. Thank you very much. Hopefully you enjoyed.